We're taking our first look at MLB prospects' top 10 Bowman firsts. Happy hobby, I'm David Gonos, and if you're a sports card collector and you're working with a limited budget, that's what we do here. We talk all about that on this channel and the comments, all this whole community. It's awesome community. They all talk about collecting sports cards on a limited budget. Today, we're talking about MLB.com, who just released their top 100 prospects for the 2024 baseball season. Top 100. Now, we're only going to be deep diving into the top 10 prospects from that list. And then what I'm going to do, see, here's the thing about baseball card collectors is we love the rookie cards. Rookie cards are, I mean, that's where it's at. But we love the pre-rookie cards, the prospect cards, the Bowman first cards. So I'm going to look at the list of the top 10 prospects that MLB.com has ranked going into this season. And I'm going to kind of re-rank that top 10 according to what I think the top 10 should be for collectability, who I think might be the best players' cards, prospect cards to get out of that top 10. Which one's the best? Which one's maybe not the best? We're going to get into that. We're going to say why, too. And early February is such a cool time for a collector because first we learn what the design is going to be for the upcoming new year, the 2024 Topps Series 1, what that's going to look like. So I did a video on that. We find out what the checklist is going to be. Who are the best rookie cards to get from that 2024 season? I did a video on that. And so we also get to hear what MLB and what Baseball America, who they project to be the top 100 prospects for the upcoming baseball season. So it's an awesome time. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I am not advising you on what you should do with your money. I am not responsible for your money. So number one on the list, it's not really that big of a surprise, Jackson Holliday. It's Matt Holliday, a former All-Star. Matt Holliday's son, Jackson Holliday, who's a shortstop. Matt Holliday was an outfielder. This guy's a shortstop. He's usually the best athlete on any team he's ever on. That's what a shortstop is, and Jackson Holliday is that guy. Now, it's interesting. He's coming up in the Orioles system. The Orioles have a ton of great young talent. So let me list off the reasons why Jackson Holliday is a great Bowman first guy on our list of collectability. First, he's a shortstop. Shortstops are super collectible. We love them. Second, good night. He's a good-looking fella. He's going to be marketable. We're going to see him on a lot of stuff, I have a feeling, in the next decade or so. Imagine Mike Trout, but with a personality. Third, he can hit. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. And the guy can run. Seventh, I've lost where we're at. He's only 20 years old coming into this season, so he's a young prospect. He has a lot of time ahead of him to start building up those counting stats. MLB expects him to arrive in 2024 to start to stay. So that's why I like him as the number one prospect. The number two prospect, not too far off, Jackson Chourio, the Brewers' top slugging prospect. He's coming up. This guy's same thing, 2024 ETA. This guy's only 19 years old. He's another great slugger, a great collectible player. He's somebody who really shot up the ranks in the past 2 years. He really did make big jumps. And the Brewers signed him in 2021, an international signing out of Venezuela. 2021, that means he's 16 years old. He was 16 years old when he signed, and now he's 19 years old, and he's going to be an awesome player. So stock up on your Cheerios. MLB's third best prospect, they have Paul Skeens, the right-handed pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying anything against Pirates, but this is a 6'6" pitcher. They're saying one of the best pitchers to come out of college since Steven Strasburg. That both excites card collectors and horrifies us because we remember how exciting Steven Strasburg was when he was pitching and when he was healthy, but it wasn't often. So we remember the horrifying times of dealing with all those injuries and just watching his potential and his card potential drop. So that's what I'm worried about with Skeens at 6'6". I'm not sure if that frame is going to hold up for like a 12-year career. So I actually have Skeens ranked 7th on this list of the top 10 most collectible among this top 10. And the fourth best player that MLB MLB.com ranked among the prospects, my guy, Junior Caminero. Now, this guy has a big bat. He shot up through the ranks. Now, think of back to 2021. Jackson Churio exploded. 2022 is Ellie De La Cruz. Last year, it was my guy, Junior Caminero. Now, think of the ascension that each of these guys had. Good things should be ahead for Caminero. Now, the Rays have to figure out a spot for him. He's a shortstop, third baseman. They still got to figure that out because they have Curtis Mead, a good prospect at third base. While obviously Wander Franco's situation is whatever it is, but they do have Taylor Walls. Once he's healthy, he'll be plugged in at shortstop. So we'll see what they're going to do with Caminero. Obviously, he'd be much better at the plate than any of the guys, but we're also looking at what position is he going to be able to fill. So we'll see, but I do think he's going to be here. 2024, he'll be in that lineup for sure. The guy's only 20 years old. He's basically the Rays' new face of the franchise as they push that old face on the side. And I actually have Caminero as the third best prospect behind both of the Jacksons, Holiday and Churio. Okay, MLB.com's fifth best prospect, Evan Carter. He's going to be but he's a rookie. What? So here's the thing. He is both a prospect and an awesome upcoming rookie. The reason we say that, it's kind of like Randy Arozarena from 2020. Exploded in the playoffs in 2020 and then went on to win the Rookie of the Year in 2021, the American League Rookie of the Year. So Evan Carter has a chance to do that as well. He still has rookie status, was amazing in the playoffs last year, tells us he can hit on the big stage, tells us he has success in that lineup. So we really like Evan Carter a lot. The Rangers are expected to run a lot more this year. The interesting thing about Evan Carter, though, is he's not so much a power guy. He's a good hit guy, good power guy. But over the length of his career, I'm interested to see. I actually like Wyatt Langford, who's coming up in this list. I like him a little bit more from a collectability standpoint. So I have Evan Carter ranked sixth on my list. Now, MLB.com ranks Wyatt Langford sixth, and I have Wyatt Langford ranked fourth best on this list. That's how much I like this guy. Big hitting, great hit for average, great hit for power out of the University of Florida. Good things ahead for him. Obviously, in this lineup that he's going to be stepping into with the Rangers, they're going to be stacked for years. We're not even talking about Corey Seager and Marcus Semien, who are already great hitters, but now we're adding Evan Carter. We got Josh Young. We got Wyatt Langford. This is going to be a stacked lineup for years. MLB.com projects Langford as like a 280 hitter with 35 homer potential, and I think both of those numbers are actually on the lower side. I have Langford ranked fourth among the collectability prospects list. MLB.com ranks Dylan Cruz as the seventh best prospect for the upcoming season. But think of Cruz in this Nationals outfield. It's going to be pretty good at some point with James Wood and Robert Hassel III. This could be a pretty nice Nationals outfield. I have Dylan Cruz ranked a little bit higher. I've ranked fifth overall on this list, ahead of Evan Carter. I do like Dylan Cruz a little more. Second overall pick. We're going to have to wait for his Bowman card, though, because Bowman, Topps, and Fanatics, they held that card back along with Max Clark, the outfielder for the Detroit Tigers, that prospect. They held those cards out for us to chase them on the next set that comes out. MLB.com's eighth best prospect, Ethan Salas, the catcher for the San Diego Padres, another Venezuelan, and he actually ended up playing for AA San Antonio as a 17-year-old backstop. This guy's just now still 17 years old, big future ahead of him. Catchers aren't collectible. They have him ranked eighth. I have him ranked ninth, just one spot lower, because if this guy gets to the majors when he's 20 years old, which is very possible, then tons and tons of counting stats he can accumulate over his career, and I could see him eventually getting moved around later in his career. Catchers have to work on their defense as much as they work on their offense, and defense is actually more important to a baseball club, a Major League Baseball club, than the hitting, because not only do they have to have defense, but they have to know the pitching. So there's a lot more work that goes into that early on, and then a hitting catcher will work on his hitting later. So if he's already in the majors at 20, when most catchers are going in at 23, 24, 25 years old, then he already has a leg up for sure. And he's an excellent hitter. So if he can progress, then we like good things for him. But again, even a great catcher is still pretty low in the collectability totem pole. Look at Joe Mauer, who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Uh, we love him. He's great, but he's just not as collectible as some of his counterparts at other positions from that era. MLB's ninth best prospect is Colson Montgomery, shortstop for the Chicago White Sox. I have him ranked eighth actually in collectability. Shortstop, only 21 years old, great bat. MLB says that his bat will eventually make him an all-star, so that's exciting. And then finally, the 10th best prospect on their list is our 10th best player in our collectability rank. It's Walker Jenkins, outfielder for Minnesota. Now he's only 18 years old. A lot ahead of this guy. We still got a lot of things to see from. So we do expect good things, but we're still tempering expectations a little bit compared to these other guys. And he is looked at a little more like a hit for average than a hit for power guy. And hit for average guys aren't as collectible as the sluggers. The chicks and card collectors love the long ball. Wait, did I point myself for chicks or the collectors? Collectors love the long ball. So that's all I got. I want to hear from you. What are the prospects you're excited about? There may be some outside of this top 10 that should have been in the top 10, but I really just wanted to reconfigure what their top 10 was so we had an idea from a collectability standpoint who we should be targeting. Now, go out there and get some of those Bowman first. You don't have to get the expensive one. Get a base card. Just get a cool card. They're awesome. You'll want to have them. They help your collection. So make sure you leave some comments down below. Tell me who you like, who you don't like, who was I way off on. And whatever you do, make sure you have a happy hobby.